So my guy, Praj War Karate Dojo, he commented in the video asking, he said, that punch I did in the boxing match to KO my opponent, can I teach that technique? He said he too lands that technique, but he's not able to KO his opponent. He said he's able to connect without telegraphing, but not generate enough power. This is something I'm gonna be showing, so just keep tuning in for the channel. But just to answer your question, it's most likely the positioning of your foot. Most people just throw it willy-nilly. Depending on your opponent, you want to be on the outside of your opponent's foot, not on the inside. And again, most people are going to be like this. So the line that you're looking for is not these lines here in the middle. It's that line just on the side. So you want to be in line with that front foot. That's going to allow the shot to either come down across the jaw or just behind the ear. So some people feel like, I've landed shots before and they haven't realized that they've even landed the shot. It didn't look like much. It's because it's grazed just behind the ear and it rocks the brain. So you'll probably get a little bit more power or more effect if you adjust your alignment. I think a lot of people, from what I've seen, are in the wrong line when they actually go to throw that technique. So let me know how it goes, but I will be showing that technique soon. O&O MVP, the one and only Michael Venom Page. This time I'm gonna level it up. We're gonna pilot together. So week one, I'm gonna show you what a front hand blitz is. Something that I use very often. It comes from the freestyle kickboxing world that I originated from before I crossed over into the mixed martial arts world. And then we're gonna level it up. I'm gonna show you different variations of. So week one is the front hand blitz. Another way of looking at it is like a slingshot jab, because you're covering massive amount of space between you and your opponent, which is why I can catch people a lot, because they're not expecting me to be able to cover that amount of distance with anything, getting to them. It feels like they're safe right now. We are completely outside of boxing range. We're outside of kicking range, yeah? I want you to understand just the distance. So we're that far away. I've already explained about the bounce that puts you in and out of range, just slightly in and out of range, yeah? But what I want you to imagine with the blitz, the footwork's important. It's a hop. So if I lift my front leg, facing forward, I'm simply hopping. That's all I'm doing. I'm hopping. That's my opponent. If I was to lift one leg up and hop towards them, that's exactly what I'm doing. It's an easier way to break it down. But now, remember my stance is not forward facing, it's side on. So imagine doing a hop, but sideways towards your opponent. And that's what you're gonna be doing. So I'm in my bounce here. Then all I'm gonna do, once I've loaded my leg on the front bounce, on the forward bounce, I'm going to hop towards my opponent sideways. But you're going to land with your toes towards your opponent. So although I start side on, that's my opponent there. When I land forward, because that's where the energy is gonna go. I wanna be able to continue my momentum while we do this, while we are mid-air. So not when we've landed on that forward bounce and not when we've landed after the hop. It's in the air as I'm taking off, boom. I'm gonna land the jab with my front hand. I'm gonna do it towards the camera so you can understand. Sideways on. Here's the sideways hop. Bah! Then I'm landing right here towards the camera, towards my opponent. So again, here's the bounce, boom, boom. We've spoken about this bounce before. On my forward bounce, I'm loaded, as you can see. Then I'm going to hop, hit, and land. And that's a front hand blitz. So keep that in mind, the step-by-step process to getting that front hand blitz. And then you can, when you get comfortable with it, you can do it from anywhere and from any distance. Once you're comfortable, you catch your balance on your opponent in the air. This is why people are not familiar with it. It's not something that is normally used. We don't try to, in order to get power, we have to be grounded. This one, I'm doing it in the air. So it's not about power, it's about speed. And I catch my balance when I hit my opponent. So I'm gonna do it a couple of times. I'm on my bounce, Boom, bounce, ah. You see my hand on the other side is ready, just in case, boom. Land that hop, front hand. It's like a slingshot. I'm pulling myself into that punch, front hand. And it's quicker because this is the closest weapon to my opponent. So that's why I like to use my front hand. It catches people off guard. So again, I'm here, boom. Ooh, that's too fast, yeah? So again, remember that, practice it, get your bounce right, load your front leg, hop, landing forward. In between that, there's a little snap jab, yeah? Front hand blitz, go practice that.